It's 8:47 p.m. Fluorescent lights. Bad coffee. You've been in the dealership for 3 hours. You're tired. Decision fatigue is setting in. The finance guy smiles and slides the paper across the desk. $1,043 per month. 84 months. 7 years. You try to divide it in your head. You pretend it's fine. But internally you're thinking, that's groceries. That's eating out. That's half my rent. Then he says the magic sentence. Most people are paying this much. And just like that, $1,043 feels reasonable. You sign. 6 weeks later, you're in your driveway. It's beautiful. But something feels heavy. Because you didn't just buy a truck. You bought a financial prison with heated seats. Here's the part dealerships hope you never calculate. The S&P 500 has averaged roughly 10% annual returns over the long term. That includes recessions, crashes, wars, pandemics. Now let's say you're 29 years old. You'll likely invest for the next 30 years. The average dollar you spend today could compound for about 15 years on average. At 10% annual return over 15 years, $1 becomes $4.18. That means every $1,000 you send to a car payment isn't costing you $1,000. It's costing you about $4,180 in future wealth. That $1,043 payment, roughly $4,300 in long-term opportunity cost per month. And that's before we talk about insurance. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Joe, 27 years old, IT job, $68,000 per year, buys a $42,000 Silverado, $780 monthly payment. He justifies it because his company gives him a $400 car allowance. So, in his mind, it only costs me $380. That sentence right there is how middle-class people stay middle class. 3 cubicles down, Marcus makes $71,000, buys a 6-year-old Honda Accord, $16,500, pays cash, then sets up $780 automatic monthly investment into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. They both drive to work. They both pick up groceries. They both live normal lives. But over 30 years, Joe makes 360 payments. Total paid $280,800. Interest, about $58,000. Depreciation, massive. Marcus invests $780 per month for 30 years at 10%. Final balance, $1,582,342. Same income, same city, $1.4 million difference. One decision, but it's worse than the math. Joe's $780 payment triggers. Full coverage insurance, $2,400 per year. Financial stress planes. No emergency fund. No career risk-taking. In month 47 of his loan, $780 auto drafts. Insurance pulls $267. Daughter's soccer fee, $85. Washing machine breaks. Savings account, $1,247. He makes $68,000 per year and has $1,200 saved. The car didn't just cost him money, it cost him margin. Margin is freedom. And without margin, every problem feels catastrophic. 42% of car owners say their auto loan causes stress. 36% say car debt is more stressful than job hunting. People stay in jobs they hate. To afford cars they don't need. To drive to jobs they hate. That's not transportation. That's captivity. Marcus switches jobs 3 times in 10 years. Moves states. Starts a failed side business. Takes equity at lower pay. That equity becomes worth $340,000. Why? because he wasn't chained to an $800 payment. Here's the part that flips everything. 61% of households earning over $250,000 drive Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Not Mercedes. Not BMW. Dave Ramsey studied over 10,000 millionaires. Most drive cars that are at least 2 years old. Bought with cash. Around $30,000 or less. Meanwhile, 8% of people earning under $100,000 drive luxury cars. They're not wealthy. They're financing the appearance of wealth. 86% of luxury car drivers are not millionaires. Think about that. I once overheard a conversation in a coffee shop. A guy complaining about his $940 payment. Said he felt trapped. An older man said, "Every financial decision either buys your freedom or buys your prison. That truck is a prison with bucket seats." That line stuck with me because it's true. The car isn't the problem. The opportunity cost is. If you have a car payment, pay it off aggressively. Don't roll negative equity into another loan. When it's paid off, keep making the payment. But send it to an index fund instead. If you're buying 3, 5-year-old reliable models, Toyota, Honda, Subaru, Mazda, Lexus. Avoid long loans. 84 months is financial quicksand. The goal isn't deprivation. It's leverage. Picture Joe at 59, standing in his driveway. 5th truck, $184,000 in retirement, realizing he traded 30 years of payments for things that no longer exist. Picture Marcus, retired, $1.5 million invested, traveling with his wife. Both drove reliable cars. One just cost $1.4 million more. That $1,000 car payment doesn't cost $1,000. It costs your future. It costs your options. It costs your freedom. Dealership opens tomorrow at 9 a.m. Fresh batch of 8-4 month loans ready. The question is, are you buying transportation or are you buying a prison with heated seats? Don't be the next Joe.